A couple of days prior to the webinar taking place, we'll send you an email at the same email address that you enrolled in the class at. That email will include the name of the class, the date of the class, the time. Please be aware of the time zones. And then we do need you to check in advance. That's signing in, and you'll click that button, and that'll take you to a page for you to sign in, adding your information as it should appear on the certificate of completion, your information. Everything is required, so please do make sure that you fill out every space and then hit the submit, and then you can download the manual from there. Please either download the manual and have it available for you to view on a computer at class, or you may wish to print that out. Sometimes people would like to bind the manual prior to the time of class. Back at the email is the login information for the webinar. You can click the Join Webinar Now button, and that will take you directly to the webinar, or you can click Join a Meeting and then use the ID and the password that's been given. Open. We do add passwords to the meetings to add an extra layer of security. And then here we are. I'm going to select Join with Video. Once you join the meeting, you'll be taken to a waiting room. In the waiting room, you can test your computer settings, you can test audio, video, add virtual backgrounds. There's a lot of things that you can do here, so please feel free to take a look at that. Then I'm going to X out of that. And then ultimately, we will admit you into the meeting. And you've joined. So now we're in the webinar, and there's a couple things that you should know about just to get started. The bottom left-hand corner, there's a mute and unmute. So you may want to ask a question during the class and you might be on mute. Please come right here and you can either mute and unmute yourself. There's also some speaker settings right here. Next to that is your stop video and start video. So you can hide your video and you can turn it back on. And there's also a handful of settings right there that you can check out. We do ask that you keep your video on during the course of the class so that we know you're there, so we know you're participating, that kind of thing. Over to the side, you'll see participants, so you can go ahead and click on that. And you can also mute yourself and unmute yourself here. You can also rename yourself by clicking the rename. We do ask that you sign in with your correct name that you're enrolled onto the class in. In the event that there's two people in class that are sharing the same computer, just write both of your names on there so we know that you're there. There's also the chat button. So you can click chat and say hello to everyone, or you can scroll down and just choose to chat with a TA or the instructor or an admin. There's also emojis. So the little reactions, you can do a little thumbs up or a hand clap. That's a good way to get in touch with people. At the upper right-hand corner, you can toggle in between speaker view and gallery view. When there's more people in the class, it may be a little bit more important to be in the speaker view so you can see the instructor a little bit better. The instructor may share a video, share a screen. Okay, so in this view, you also have the ability to scroll over so that you can see the teacher. And then you can watch the teacher as they demonstrate and still have access to the screen that they shared. So we're back. So you want to have your room set up. This is a hands-on class. So we do suggest that you get your massage table and set it up in a place that's very close to you so you can go ahead and do your work. Now, you don't have to have your person with you, someone to practice on with you the whole entire time. Generally, the first hour or so of class is going to be a lecture, and then there's going to be a demonstration that you can watch or you can practice, and then there's going to be a practice session. At the practice session, that's the time you're going to want to have someone. So ideally, you have someone in the other room and you can just say, hey, come on in here now. And you can go ahead and do that. In the event that you don't have anyone to actually work on, we do suggest that you still set up your table and be able to practice hands-on. So you're watching the instructor and you can actually do that work, and maybe just close your eyes and visualize that you're working on a person. You can have a pillow and maybe work on the pillow, or do whatever you can to get your mind and body connected so that you're able to practice that work and get that hands-on practice. As you know, you will be able to retake this class in an in-person format or in another webinar format through December 31st of 2022. So that's a great offer. Please take us up on that. In order to do that, you can send us an email to info@lmtsuccessgroup.com and we can enroll you there. So I believe that's pretty much everything. If you have any other questions, you're welcome to call the office or send us an email. When you're ready to leave the webinar for the end of the day, at the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the little leave button, and you'll just press that, and it takes you on out. Leave meeting.